very informative presentation about the video layer designs for the MulteFire technologies. And next is the panel discussion. So I'd like to introduce my colleague Baicells. He's the moderator for this panel discussion, and he's planning.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Baicells. I'm the VP of marketing in Baicells, and it's my honor to moderate this panel session. And we are also very pleased to see that we have so many very senior people from the industry, and also very familiar face from 3GPP here. So it shows the interest from the industry. So for this panel, let's welcome Mr. Stephan Litjens, VP of Innovation Steering from Nokia, also the MulteFire Alliance board chair. Okay, so I cover. So let's welcome, I think maybe Mr. Zhou Mingyu from Baicells. He's the research director of Baicells. Welcome. And secondly, let's welcome Mr. Kaldous, the Senior Director of Engineering from Qualcomm, and also the Chairman from the Radio Working Group. Welcome. Oh, here it comes.
Sorry.
Thank you, everyone. So let's start the panel. So the purpose of this panel is to make everyone in this room to understand more and understand better about MulteFire and how it could be used for the industry, and what really defines the MulteFire. So my first question would be that what would be the most significant technology feature of the MulteFire if we compare with the existing technology like Wi-Fi, like LTE, or let's say what makes it a MulteFire? So maybe we start from Stephan.
I think basically what MulteFire does is that it more or less turns unlicensed spectrum into carrier-grade spectrum, right? So, and I think that's the positive aspect of this application. So in the past, Wi-Fi has a certain market segment. It's very good for sending data to a laptop when you are sitting at a table, but that's not carrier-grade. So MulteFire makes unlicensed spectrum carrier-grade.
Okay. Tamer?
So I think this is one of the most important aspects about it. Wi-Fi offloading has been going on, but it has never been really the grade of the quality that you would get into a license spectrum. From an operator who already has a license spectrum, still MulteFire is providing a good match because, as was mentioned in the previous presentations, it's a good way to have small cells in a cheap way, and being able to offload in indoor deployment, for example, indoor environment, without really the need of having the interconnectivity strict like data link interconnectivity to the core network of the So it provides, it's kind of closes initiative. It also relaxes the complexity of synchronization that we need to do if you were to deploy small cells in licensed spectrum. So all in all, it seems to be a viable solution for small cells to be operated in addition to that.
Dr. Zhou?
Yeah, I agree that the base of the MulteFire should be unlicensed, and it's how to reduce the capex of operators, different kind of operators. What I want to add is the thing that serious that often happen in China. For example, if we open our cell phone here, we can search a lot of Wi-Fi, but nobody can access, and we don't know which one we can pay to get a very high quality MBB service. So that's what everybody wants. So I think that the security and the mobility, low cost mobility is a service of continuity, and the telecom level service should be very very important. Also, maybe in some cases that's much more important than other features.
Okay, thank you everyone. So the three keywords I heard from is the unlicensed spectrum, and the neutral host, and also the security. I think that's the main difference from the Wi-Fi or either the traditional LTE. So here comes the next question: is what would be the benefit for each? Maybe you already answered part of those, but what would be the benefit for each technical feature for each specific customer? See, we have already the SoftBank joined as a mobile carrier, and we may also have the, I think, ISP joined, and maybe later the vertical. So which technology feature would be more suitable for which customer? Can you also share your thoughts on that part?
All right, I'll start from the MNO. Then we pass it on. I think the MNO we discussed a little bit, right? So I think there's three things it does for MNO. One is you get in a sense unlimited capacity because you can add MulteFire with an enormous amount of spectrum to offload the macro network. And then one we didn't touch on is that we can extend the macro network not only indoors in the enterprises but also into the home. Because many people, once they enter a home, you go into the Wi-Fi network and the operator loses the subscribe, right? Once he goes into Wi-Fi, it's gone. Till he comes out of his house, and then, the operator has him back and he can, sell him services or help him. So extending coverage not only in public enterprises and so on, but also into the home. And then the third one is, I think, it's the easiness of deployment of small sites. So today you still need to think of full channel, network planning, and now the operators could make use of the same teams that deploy and methods that Wi-Fi is deployed.
I can think on license this way. There is actually one important aspect for generally, let's say for ISP with hotspots, with unlicensed, which is the ability to really run a robust network is hard in Wi-Fi. And this is not because Wi-Fi cannot get their act together and have a network that can work. The problem is that you don't really have the ability of guaranteeing the devices that are on the network. So maybe some vendors, Wi-Fi vendor, one of the big vendors, put in very good degree, optimize, MIMO, whatever, and then a device can come in the network and completely really mess up everything I did. I guess the expectation is that if the user has expectations that if I have Wi-Fi, I should be able to access that network because, for example, I'm a member. But then the behavior of the device can completely mess up the Wi-Fi. And we do see this actually even from very big vendors. The behavior is not even according to specification, but even if it's according to specification, it's kind of abusing the specification that it can, of course, in an attempt to get more share of the medium, it can mess up the whole. Now, if you have a system like a MulteFire that is completely certified in a sense, you have a minimum performance specification, you have a way to test this and conformance requirements specification, and then you have a certification on top of that to make sure that these devices pass through this. I think that can provide an end-to-end experience or opportunity for somebody like a provider service ISP who is building its own hotspot that I think would be something Wi-Fi will not be able to provide to them. And the hotspot has been going on for a while, but really carrier grade kind of user experience, I don't think is there. On the MVNO, also, discovery is being helpful. Because the idea of the MVNO, as I understand, is that you will be on a license as much as you can, but at some point you will have to roam outside to some. So the longer you can stay on the license, the more you have the ability to get better revenues, because of course it's happening more when you other application like in houses, as Stephan mentioned, we do see a lot of traction on this set-top box coverage of houses. In many parts of the world, you need to use Wi-Fi repeaters to reach digital or other things of the house. So this is again something that I know that customers are very much interested in.
It's like the talk previous to the experts, and I want to add some more. My opinion is basically from China, and I think that mobile network operator, like CPC, etc., and they can benefit from the MulteFire. As we know that traditional mobile network operators has done a lot in what they concern is the IP access, mobile service access. So they do have a lot of trial to achieve that. For example, in previous years, they have deployed millions of Wi-Fi APs. So maybe in some places, some provinces, it fails, and people don't like that. It costs a lot of fees for operation and etc. So I think that they can be one, and they are very important one because they have money. They know the people's need for the mobile network very well than other entities. But in the future, maybe other entities will get improved. But I think in the first stage, the mobile network operators should be a very important role in the network building. So we have everything. As we know that the MulteFire has can access to the 3GPP, EPC, etc. So they have the place, they have the money, they have the requirements. So they are a very important role for that. And the second point I want to share is about some specific entity, like for example in China, the China Tower. So maybe in the future they will rent the power to the operators, and they also know the how it works for the mobile network. So in the future they may elaborate one in the MulteFire system. That's it.
Thanks all. I'm very glad to hear that because MulteFire really lowered down the threshold to enter this mobile world. But it doesn't mean that MVNO they can get benefit from this industry, from this technology. So also the China Tower, like an infrastructure company, they could also benefit from the whole industry. So it's really a technology which introduced good things for everyone. So we get our answer, we get our question answered, who is the customer? Then we need to fill another question that who will do this industry? So we have today we have Oppo here, we have Xiaomi, we have Coolpad. These are very famous smartphone vendors in China. And so Stephan, how do you convince them to start MulteFire? I mean, if the say, maybe that's a question for three of you. So if we want them to start with MulteFire, what can they get?
Okay. Tamer? No, but I think, so I also talked to a lot of operators, right? So I met, for example, M1 from Singapore last week, I met Prime Mobile the week before, and of course I talk about these things. And they're all extremely interested, and I think what we haven't really done is, for example, bridge the gap between yourself, for example, and us and the mobile operator. So I think maybe this is one of the actions we should take here, is that we also have a list or how shall I call it, a group of people that we can work together and jointly go out into the market. And so you get a better feeling for which operators are interested and how big the market opportunity is. And maybe, let's take that as action for the Alliance to do that. I hope you guys will then join so that we can go there together.
Thank you. Tamer? Can you share your view?
So convincing the MNOs, right? I would say, okay, if we are discussing this, I think we should compare it to LAA, for example. Why wouldn't the MNO do LAA? Because I think that the improvement of what Wi-Fi can do, I think I would say that most of the operators now understand the benefits that this kind of technology, this kind of unlicensed technology can bring onto the table. But as I was mentioning before, and also Stephan mentioned in his presentation, there are some areas where it is hard for an MNO to go in and deploy a network. Like for example, a hotel, and all the infrastructure that you need to do there, and then it's also hard for the hotel to get operator 1 and operator 2 and operator 3. And so things like the neutral host concept and the fact that you have like a neutral host network that is owned by let's say the hotel, that can provide these services for the MNOs, I think it's an appealing solution. It used to be a matter of coverage. People say that I don't have good coverage inside, so you can put small cells. I think it's much more than this, capacity. And if we're really going to go into this increase of 1000x that we have, I think it's a slogan in many places, there is no way without this special reuse of small cells, this special use of cells. I don't think there is enough. I mean, of course, with the unlicensed, you also have a very good factor, which is like 10 times spectrum. But if you want to do 1,000, maybe 100, the other 100 will come from reuse, from special reuse, cell split beams that you can get. So the difficulties of deploying small cells in many of the venues and many of the areas, we believe that MulteFire can solve it together with MulteFire. Now also MulteFire, because it's in the license, has another aspect for the host benefit. If you were to do neutral host in license, that means the host will have, this base station will have to support multiple RF bands, 20, 30, whatever. But here, whatever goes in there is all the same unlicensed, let's say 5 gigahertz now. But everybody is routed properly, the core authenticated properly. So this both two together, we believe that hopefully the MNO will find in them an opportunity to enlarge the small cell and react to the demand of
Okay, thank you, Tamer. You also answered my coming question about the benefit of small cell vendor. So how do we convince small cell vendors? I think Qualcomm is very interested in MulteFire, so we are expecting the chipset also from the terminal side to come in soon. So the question for Dr. Zhou is, how do you convince small cell vendor to start with MulteFire?
Well, let's see.
We are a small cell vendor.
So we the answer is so as far as I've joined the MulteFire and we benefited a lot. And I think first of all, it's a very straightforward is that we understand MulteFire better and earlier than other companies. So we know we join the specification, and we know how people think of each technical component, and in that case we can make a better product roadmap than other companies. In that case, I think maybe the next year will be the first year of MulteFire. So I think in the next year we will be a lot of good products with MulteFire. So that's the first one. And second one is that we know the benefit of the IPR, and if we know that better, we can protect our product with some IPRs, just like it's a very famous argument, and we can deploy our IPR strategy to get better. So we join the early. And I think that the most important should be the ecosystem. I think MulteFire is not just like a two-party thing. Operator buy and small cell vendors just sell. That's the possible. I think in the future we have to cooperate with other entities, just like the OTTs or the China Tower, MVNO, and or the content provider, etc. We can discuss with them the benefit of the technique. So in the future, we are the first circle to build the MulteFire ecosystem. So we can deploy the first network, and we can have the lowest experience and the most experience to build that network. So in the future we can do better and better.
I can add something. We make small cells. Actually, I used to head the small cell business line, and I think well, we touched it already. So if we really want the deployment of small cells to go up, then MulteFire is the way. And I think so. We in our company we already decided that we're going to build these products. So there's a real discussion about it. So maybe it's more about the speed. And again, there's also also for the device side manufacturers that. With a few bands, you have a global marketplace immediately, right? So let's say you do 5 gigahertz, well, that 5 gigahertz is around the planet. So that means also from a handset and device side, if you have a handset which has 5 gigahertz, you can immediately sell it across the planet. And I think the other reason why we're not hesitating at all is that, as I said before, that we don't think this high quality connectivity is in all the places around the world here. So I think also from handset and other handheld devices, and there's a lot of industries where we could convert companies to go fully wireless on high quality, and we think it will, in general, just generate more sales. So we think it's a really good business opportunity. And, more wireless is good for this entire industry. So.
Thank you for the very good answer. I think I really learned a lot of things from you. So. Then I have another question regarding the customer. So we have a lot of customers, say target customers. So what would be their benefits if they want to act as a pioneer who commercially launch the network with MulteFire? Say if I am a MNO, I launch that. Or if I say I'm Alibaba or I'm a Tencent, I'm a, say Facebook. What if I launch that network commercially? What can I get?
I can start. Well, I am fairly convinced that when we talk about neutral host abilities and you look to companies which are very large ISPs, they are really well positioned to benefit. Because I think one of the things we haven't yet fully discussed yet is that a neutral host probably has a strong cloud environment. It needs to have backbone possibilities. It needs to have a lot of points of presence. And typically, the party that moves first usually continues to have the largest market share. So that's what we have seen in a lot of the technologies that come out in wireless. So start building first and you stay first. So it's really like that.
I don't think I have anything to add on this. This is really what it is. I just made it sound that my feeling is that it will never materialize really to have a carrier-grade network if you don't do something like that. And this is the technology that is to serve this purpose. We put it outside for that particular reason. And if you jump in first, I think you will pretty much dictate the market.
Oh, my answer is almost the same. But as you mentioned on Facebook, I want to say that as we know that social network, everybody knows social network, but Facebook is the largest one. So I think that their first step is to start with app or Facebook social network product. In that case, and the second step, they will build a lot of content and to enable people more function and features. So step by step, they became the first one. They are the first one, and they were the first one. So, as for the MulteFire, it is the same. If Facebook use the first MulteFire, then the second year they will innovate and improve. Maybe they will combine the service with other content or with other services. So in the future, they can be the first one year by year. So I think that's also almost the same with any of the other industry.
Maybe still there. I think if you talk about large ISPs, so ISPs and operators, they fight a little bit who owns the home, right? And then if you look to parties like, I don't know Alibaba that well, so they were wrong with that, but look like companies like Amazon or even Google, you can see they are doing more and more steps to have this home gateway, and then on the home gateway, connect all kinds of intelligent consumer products. And I'm going to build it back, but Tamer also said that if you really want to have more of this kind of IoT in your home, of course you cannot install with the Wi-Fi repeater and so on. So the more you rely yourself on the connected life in your home and for your work and so on, I think MulteFire fits in. And then if you look to what companies are good in channeling to the consumer with all types of products and devices, then of course it's companies like Amazon, Alibaba could be there, Google and Facebook in their own way. So they have a very strong channel, and I think they can benefit because you can connect this MulteFire access point to your existing, whatever you have, cable access point in your home. And then, suddenly Alibaba is present in the home because they could be the roaming host for the access point. So you sell the access point, the consumer buys it, connects it himself, and suddenly, all the devices will be routed to the internet. So there is a good opportunity for that, definitely.
Thank you. I hope with those answers, everyone in this room are convinced to start with MulteFire. And then maybe the last question is mainly for MulteFire Alliance. So how will the MulteFire Alliance drive the ecosystem, and how will the interoperability will be addressed from the MulteFire point of view? I mean, from the MulteFire Alliance, how do we promote this technology, and what's the plan to do the release 1, 2, 3?
Well, let's start from the Alliance. And so of course, the Alliance also has a couple of large companies who make the product. And I think the way to get to market is that we did demos in Barcelona, but now, for end of the year, we will have the first trials in Industry 4.0 type of projects to demonstrate the MulteFire technology there. And the reason why I believe that we should go there first is, from my company's perspective, is that you don't need yet full handsets, so you can live with modems. You can show the benefits of other wireless technologies by connecting sensors, machines, and so on. It needs this kind of higher connectivity. And it's something which is isolated in one place, so you don't need necessarily a lot of other parties involved. So you can do it in a controlled way, and I think we can very quickly show the benefits there. So step by step, we make more proof points, and I think that hand in hand with the standardization work will create a good market. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, yes, exactly. So the interoperability part, the Wi-Fi also kind of had this problem, and they reacted to it in part by creating the Wi-Fi Alliance, which is really the whole purpose is for interoperability, that you get device A and terminal B and make sure that they work. Now, not every single device that goes out in the market is Wi-Fi Alliance certified. As a matter of fact, it's a very small fraction as far as I can see, because very big brand, I don't see them certified. So this is the problem, but also they do not do certification in terms of performance. Like, it's not the GCF stuff that GPP does, that you can guarantee minimum performance, specification performance. They just make sure that they can talk together, like functionally, not performance. What we are doing here in MulteFire Alliance is that we are creating a set of tests very similar to what GPP does, and we're creating a way of testing them and the certification process. Once we have this is a more solid approach of making sure not just interoperability together with performance guarantee in a sense. So if if you look at the alliance in terms of groups, the performance, the minimum performance specification is coming, I think, almost probably next week. That's at least the plan to start. The conformance, usually the conformance comes right after the overlaps with the performance specification. So it will not be, I don't think it will be very soon, but it will overlap with the performance specification. There's also another aspect, which is the sum, like the self-organizing networks and the deployment guidelines. There is a working group in the alliance for that. The deployment guidelines of the self-organizing network piece of the story. That also, I think in the plenary, Marcus will entertain that. So that's supposed to start also very soon. So my expectation that not far after the specification is ready, which is, as we said today in the morning around October, not far behind that, there will be the minimum performance specification, the conformance specification, the sum specification. All of these together would guarantee the interoperability and the performance.
Yeah, and I think, technically has been explained. And what I want to say is that MulteFire Alliance is set up very good rules. Like Qualcomm says that there will be some and there will be advanced work group. And I think some is a very important one. That's one technique that different from Wi-Fi. Because Wi-Fi, there's only LPT on Wi-Fi. For MulteFire with some, and we can provide a very good, very high QoS guaranteed service with very few, I think maybe half or 1/3 of the Wi-Fi access points in number. So in that case, people will say the business, some companies, many etc. will be more interested in building some kind of network. And also for the how to drive the ecosystem, and I think, and I just want to say from the Chinese company's point of view, and we are, as a member of MulteFire, we are very happy to drive the ecosystem, including this meeting. So we would like to introduce multiple companies to know MulteFire very well. And currently we have received a lot of interest to join the MulteFire Alliance. So just contact us, and we can enable the community to be bigger and bigger. And I think in the future we can do some trials. For example, if we get risk one, if the risk one has been done, and we can drive the R&D groups to maybe the first trial or demo to operators, to other innovators, etc., to give the confidence to the industry. So we can do more on that. I think maybe some kind of panel we can consider more in the future.
Still to connect to that, so MulteFire is there for its members, of course, and I think one of the reasons do technical work is that you need a alliance to help each other, and I think ultimately everybody here does this to get more business. Right? We don't do this for charity, so we want to benefit from it. And I think the alliance is also a place for parties to talk and work together. It's again what we discussed on, why would the handset manufacturers join? Well, I can tell you the first handset manufacturer that joins, they will be on Wi-Fi phones when I meet my customers, and I will try to bring people in touch with each other to see how can we bring things forward. So the alliance, yes, there's a technical side, but also there's a relationship side. We do this to earn money, put it bluntly, right? So we need to also make sure that we are helping each other to create an extra business.
Thank you all. So personally, I do think that the MulteFire will come to an success, especially it's used some 3GPP way, which was proven very successful for the industry. And also we see that the real expert from the big companies, they are joined or interested here. So with those talented people, I do not see a reason why we can't be successful. Okay, thank you. So that's all for my question. So I think we still have the time for the open questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Please.
Yes, as a chip vendor, I'm particularly interested to understand how will the MulteFire Alliance to promote the adoption of MulteFire technology in the terminals, especially, for example, especially smartphones. Take the smartphone as one example. How could the MulteFire Alliance to promote this tendency, this trend?
Well, of course, we have a marketing committee, and the marketing committee has a sizable budget to create more noise about MulteFire. But again, from a handset perspective, I've said this many times before, if we do demos, there is a handset supplier who has a device that works, we'll take it. So we also platform for, in that sense, advertisement of the solutions. So if Oppo says we have the device ready, we have the demo downstairs, right? I mean, it will be there, right? And for my company, we did the demo in STC, South Telecom, we put together with Qualcomm on one of their test devices. But again, sooner we have other people's products there. Of course, we're going to take that. So we have the own marketing budget, but I'm also convinced that the large companies will take any MulteFire solutions with them, into their customer discussions. We have about 300 mobile operator customers, but there's still plenty of enterprises. So we can be a good forum for those things as well.
Maybe a follow-up question to Qualcomm. So since you are the world's largest chipset vendor, I can anticipate you may have some kind of plan to provide the MulteFire or enabled chipset is also for LTE in the future.
Actually, we do have plans, and we did share this with many of the players, and I don't think that this is secret, that we are targeting third quarter 17 for MulteFire 1.0 based chipset.
Yes, thank you for the answers.
Thank you. Anything else? Okay, so thanks everyone for the great panel. Thank you.
，I'd like to express thanks again to the panelists to give us very exciting and informative discussions about this MulteFire issues. And finally, actually, we almost finished the discussions in this meeting room, and I'd like to thanks for the presenters and panelists. And you give us very detailed discussions about the use cases for the MulteFire and as well as the benefits. And also we discussed the technical details for the end-to-end architecture as well as the video layers. And we also would like to thank for the time for all participants and wish everybody in this room will have a clear and better understanding of what is the MulteFire and what it will benefit for us. And we hope after this meeting, and there will be more companies will join this MulteFire, and we come up together to make the industrial chain as soon as possible. And finally, I think maybe there are also 3 demos shown in the reception room, which is at the first floor in the Yongyuan room, and there are also we have plans and in the main hall, and everybody could find it easily. So we we will need to have some more of like that discussion to further understand the MulteFire Alliance. So thank you very much.